I said, wait a minute, is everybody alright? How can everybody be alright? Think about the people starving in Ethiopia. Think about my brothers struggling for power in South Africa. The wicked oppressor keep on trying to keep them under. Tell me, Lord, how long do my people have to suffer? Oh, I'm a warrior, I'm a fighter for what I stand for, and that's my total freedom. Said I'm a warrior, and I'm a fighter. Yes, I know I'm gonna have to fight on for my total freedom. Yeah, oh yeah, all right. No. Don't free my hands and leave my mind in chains. Don't say I'm free and you still washing my brain to do the things that you want me to. I've got a mind of my own. I'm gonna do what I want to do, 'cause I'm a warrior and I'm a fighter for what I stand for, and that's my total freedom. Said I'm a warrior and I'm a fighter, and I'm gonna fight on for my total freedom. Yeah. Oh yeah, alright. My song, your song, you like it? Would you come and sing along? Yeah. Oh yeah, alright. No. You give me work and make me slave all day. Then you raise your prices high to take away my pay. My eyes are open and yet you think I can't see all the wrong things you have done and are still doing to me. Makes me a warrior and I'm a fighter for what I stand for, and that's my total freedom. Said I'm a warrior, I am a freedom fighter. I'm gonna fight on for my total freedom. Oh yeah, alright. No. Oh yeah, alright. My song, your song, come on and help me sing along, people. Those lands you own and live in luxury, and you pretend you don't know they belong to me. By fraudulent means you took them away, but you better get ready for the price you have to pay. 'Cause I'm a warrior and I'm a freedom fighter for what I stand for, and that's my total. Said I'm a warrior, I am a freedom fighter. I'm gonna fight on for my total freedom. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Alright. My song, your song, come on and help me sing along, people. Oh yeah. Alright. No. Wait a minute. I said, wait a minute. Is everybody alright? How can everybody be alright? Think about the people starving in Ethiopia. Think about my brothers struggling for power in South Africa. The wicked oppressor keep on trying to keep them under. Tell me, Lord, how long
Douglar politics, 7:30 p.m. tonight. Rowley, you giving bamboo? Yeah? Take bamboo. Anybody who want walk in the PNM, take bamboo. We go deal with you, Rowley. You go get bamboo. And it's bamboo you like? Oh, let me don't say that too much now. Minister man and Keith Scotland going to bed together in a spring. Oh Lord, Bacchanal on the Douglar politics later. Douglar politics, 7:30 p.m. tonight. Douglar politics, 7:30 p.m. tonight. Rowley. Douglar politics, 7:30 p.m. tonight. Rowley. Giving bamboo. Yeah? Take bamboo. Anybody who want walk in the PNM, take bamboo. We go deal with you, Rowley. You go get bamboo. And it's bamboo you like? Oh, let me don't say that too much now. Minister man and Keith Scotland going to bathe together in a spring. Oh Lord, Bacchanal on the Douglar politics later.
By fraudulent means, you took them away. But you better get ready for the price you have to pay. 'Cause I'm a warrior, and I'm a fighter for what I stand for, and that's my total said I'm a warrior. I am a freedom fighter. I'm gonna fight on for my total. I said, wait a minute, is everybody alright? How can everybody be alright? Think about the people starving in Ethiopia. Think about my brothers struggling for power in South Africa. The wicked oppressor keep on trying to keep them under. Tell me, Lord, how long do my people have to suffer? Oh, I'm a warrior. I'm a fighter for what I stand for, and that's my
Douglar politics, 7:30 p.m. tonight.
And I'm a fighter, yes I know. I'm gonna have to fight on for my total freedom, yeah. Oh yeah. All right. No. Don't free my hands and leave my mind in chains. Don't say I'm free and you still washing my brain to do the things that you want me to. I've got a mind of my own. I'm gonna do what I want to do, 'cause I'm a warrior and I'm a fighter for what I stand for, and that's my total freedom. Said I'm a warrior and I'm a fighter, and I'm gonna fight on for my total freedom. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. My song, your song, you like it. Would you come and sing along? Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. No. You give me words.
Degree in computer science, trainee Daniel Rashid is pursuing his dreams of opening his own culinary business by enrolling in the institute.
And that's news on U97.5 FM, MCTV, WBHM, the voice of rock, and Fun Radio. Sponsored by Newsday.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life, because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
My parents' generation grew up with Royal Castle. From the first restaurant in 1968, when that distinctive, tempting aroma hit the air, they just couldn't resist. And like never before, fried chicken with a special blend of local seasonings and a one-of-a-kind flavor down to the bone. Today, Royal Castle still have that same delicious taste, and I love it too. The kids can't resist it either. Plus, they have more to enjoy. For me, the castle is more than just nice food. It's we own, part of me and you, and is the real flavor of TMT.
Mr. Big Man wants to be richer, while the poor man slave and suffer, but that can't work. To be poor is a crime.
Blessed good afternoon, blessing each and every one. Welcome to U97.5 FM, hot like pepper. And of course, today I'm your host. I will be sitting in on a Tuesday, and on Wednesday, the Honorable Heavyweight Champion will come in at 7:30 sharp, and we will get Douglar politics by the man himself, none other than the champion, the giant of a man, the Honorable Senator Anil Roberts. Today, ladies and gentlemen, last evening we spoke of two deaths that the government came to the parliament on Friday, which is a debt for UDCOT that was due on the 1st of September 2021, and another debt for ETEC, which of course was due on the 14th of the said month. Next week, I will get into some other debts that will be due in May of this year, and we will see how things go with that. I said it seems as though that the government, that they are in financial crisis at this time, because when you see the pattern that is taking place in relation to the pulling back of food cards and CPEP job loss, and also where we have the vaccination mandate by the Prime Minister, where I was told that it was another strategy in order to send home public servant without going through the process of separation packages and so on and so on. We have seen a couple weeks ago that Gregory Aboud came on a social media platform where he speaks of procurement legislation and the behavior of the government. I realize that today I haven't heard anything further from Mr. Aboud. I also said to Mr. Aboud that I will give him a couple of weeks to show that he is serious, and it's just not hot air that we receive from him in relation to his dissatisfaction with the government stand. And it seems as though that we will have to up the ante a little bit. And we will have to up the ante a little bit by now calling for citizens to boycott these businesses in downtown Port of Spain. Spend your money elsewhere. Boycott these businesses that continue to puppy show us and to support the government in wrongdoing. We haven't heard from the chambers of commerce in relation to this procurement fiasco, and we will have to do what we have to do to boycott these businesses. We will have to bring this country to a standstill, ladies and gentlemen. There is no choice. We have to force this country into calling an election. We would not take up guns, we will not take up bombs, we will not take up knives. We will do what we have to do and force this country to call an election. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm saying to you that while you sit in your homes and you believe that everything would be all right, I am saying that we are between a rock and a hard place, because the policies of this government and the high-handedness by the Prime Minister himself and the way he conducts himself and the position in which he statued himself, it is directly, it is definitely the ways of a dictator. And we have seen that the Prime Minister continue to abuse his power, abuse the office of Prime Minister by doing as he want and as he please. A matter of fact, when we have a Prime Minister who come to the public domain in a press conference while he is dealing with the seriousness and the effects of COVID-19, and within all that, he could afford to tell you that he went out and had some beers. That tells you that there is one law for us and another law for them. Added to that, it also tells you a man like Jacob, the acting commissioner of police, who did not even make it in terms of the former merit list, and who did not even apply on the last merit list before the Prime Minister interface, he did not even apply for the job. I don't know if it's because he know that he was too dunce to be an acting commissioner or a commissioner of police. I do not know if it's because he know for a fact that he is incompetent. I do not know. But nevertheless, I am saying a man who did not apply for the job is now the acting top cop in this country. I smell disaster. I see disaster. And it will only get worse, ladies and gentlemen, because the political directorate, they have infiltrated every independent institution in our country. And when you hear the political directorate interfere and contaminate the independent institutions which ought to be independent, making independent decision, choosing independent people to do independent jobs, today, ladies and gentlemen, from the top, from the president, come right back, we are now seeing, smelling, and tasting contamination. Let me take this one. Welcome, caller, you're inside.
Right. Good night, Corky. Good night, Victor.
And we have I will allow I will allow Mr. Jeffrey to introduce himself, but I'm telling you now that Mr. Jeffrey is a guest in studio. But after your
Mr. Jeffries.
Good evening.
Beautiful.
Brother.
Go ahead.
All right, listen to this. You remember it have a fellow who said that they didn't want the job and they get it? That's
Yes,
the
sir.
vaccine vehicle, AK Pimpinian, right? This fella couldn't even make the merit list. I wonder if he know when he come up against big horse in the police service, he'd be last on the list. And he would have been on, you know, there's have a A-list, B-list, and a C-list. He might have been on the C-list. Or the D-list, as you say, done C-list.
Right.
No. So we know why they mash it up. They just couldn't get him based on meritocracy. So, like the scholarship, they do something, rigmarole, they do something, they mash up the place, they give him a backdoor appointment to serve the purpose. But you know what I'm frightened about, boy, Victor?
Tell me.
Why are ministers getting FUL for 0.56 arms? I thought civilians not supposed to get that. Why? Because if you get in a high-powered rifle, because as NATO say, there are 74 high-powered guns could use 5.56 ammunition. So we want to know who is that minister, what he was praying for, what he's protecting. You understand? And the thief at Galil the other day, I wonder if that was going by he too. you know, I want to know. And who gave him the permission to get that? And then again, he didn't pay the gun dealer, the gondolero, for it for a whole year. Is that a bribe? Is that an inducement for other friends and family? Because you remember, it had something in Komoto. They were training some young people. I wonder if that have that link with it, boy. Because if you have one, and you have about 3 and 4 people in the household, have to use it. You have to have more than one. It's just like you did have one car for you, one car for your son, one car for your daughter. What they were fighting against, and we have that, is a frightening thing. It looked like the road the tiger, and the tiger is Gary in this case, and now they want to jump off the tiger, and the tiger biting back. So the tiger has ammunition on them, and I believe they wanted to jump off the tiger back when he say he going to investigate the AV drilling business, why? Because that have plenty, you know, that have, I see that some people say it have follow the money, it have checking 2 different names, vaccine vagrant and all kind of thing. I gone, Mr. Robertson Jeffrey, welcome to the show, man, the #1 show.
Yes, brother. Good night.
Nice.
Thank you, caller. So at this time, I will allow my guest, my good friend, my brother, an activist in Labre, to introduce himself to you, and we will continue the program. So, Mr. Jeffrey, tell them who you are.
My name is Renison Jeffrey, and I've come all the way from Labre. Now, other people who in that area may know me as the MP, the former MP nephew, Mr. Fitzgerald Jeffrey.
Yes, sir.
And today, as I say, a journey all the way up here to bring the good news or the bad news in some case.
Beautiful.
Because
Let me take this call and we will continue. Go ahead, caller.
Good night, the Silver Fox here. Good night, Mr. Jeffrey. How are you going?
good night, Silver Fox.
Good night, Corky. Good night.
Well, Fox, this Jeffrey here.
The Fox here, man. The Fox.
This
The
Jeff.
Fox bad tonight. The bad.
Before you're bad, I want to tell you about this Jeffrey. That's the man
tell
who went
me.
by the Alsing house with the coffee with me. You remember that incident?
Oh, that is the man.
That's the man who also stood up on the steps of the Hall of Justice. Right, so you know who is the man. You know the man is a fighter. So Fox, blow out your steam. Let me hear you. I hear you bad tonight. Let me hear you.
Yeah. Let me say something to Trinidad. Something gone wrong in Trinidad and Tobago. Since Rowley went to Africa and they spin him 3 times. Since Rowley went to Africa and they spin him 3 times, this whole country are gone in an uproar. This whole country under pressure. Rowley, just imagine people dying out in this country under a fella who is not a doctor, and nobody is saying nothing. They're just burying their dead. Right? And this man now trying to contaminate our Tobagonian people here now. Right? He gone now in the THA keeping secret meeting. These fellas have to be careful of Rowley, because this same Rowley got turned back against him. I see they put a doctor. They put a doctor in THA. He's a Duke. He come there under PNM, and Duke and them are moving him. So I want to know if he had any other doctor in Tobago ever vote for them. Right? All this thing is all kind of ruction to come into place, you know. These same people we vote for, they're not even answering we again on the phone. They're not talking to we again. And Tobagonians starting to get up. Tobagonians is not like Trinidad. Tobagonians starting to uproar against what is going on in the THA now. The young people vote for them, even to get work. And the PNM people over here, some of them vote for them. People keep calling me at my home. They're calling it Silver Fox.
Wow.
Silver Fox, I am ashamed. I am ashamed what's going on, Silver Fox. I had belief in these fellas, and they just, I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know. So Rowley come and he keeps secret meeting with Fally. We want to know what was the secret meeting. We don't want no secret here. We want everything exposed. Rowley will come back and beat all in this general election coming here in Tobago. Them 2 seats with stand for Kojo and the next one, Rowley got to take them back because outsmarting all you. All the taking stupidness from Rowley. Rowley sensible more than all. Rowley be laughing at all because people from Tobago now starting to talk about all your bad. Rowley laughing at all you now. Rowley gonna be laughing at all you. Tobago. I love my sweet Tobago and my sweet Trinidad. It's time for us to shut down the place and get rid of that evil man. Rowley is an evil fella, came out from Tobago. He never liked black people. Rowley friends was the Koreans. Some red people from Tobago, all hear that clear. Rowley don't like black people. He black outside and white inside. Trinidad is time. It's time to get up. Get up and get rid of this man. We would not have nothing left in this country. Thank you.
Thank you, Fox. Sorry to hear what is now transpiring. But sorry to hear what is now transpiring over there, Fox. All I could say at this point in time, Corky, is to call on those elected officials in Tobago to listen to the cry of the people who vote you into office. You see, that is a problem that is existing throughout this country. We vote people into office, Corky, and as soon as they reach into office, they no longer pay attention to the people who put them there. And that is one of the things that I am going to fight against. I am going to fight against that because you see that? I had enough of that in this country. I am going to fight against that. When you elect people and you put them in office, they must be accountable to you, the people. That is foremost. Be accountable to the people who elect you into office. That is something that I am going to be very, very, very bitter about going forward. You seek the mandate of the people to represent the people, then you have to listen to the people. You have to listen and represent those who put you in office for too long. So all I could do at this time is to admonish those in Tobago who the people come out in the numbers and support to take heed. Do not fall prey. Do not fall prey to any form of delusion that might very well be perpetrated by the Prime Minister of this country. So folks, I hope that your people who you vote for in Tobago, that they will hear the cry and they will respond to the cry of the people. Because if you do not respond to the cry of the people, then the vengeance of Moko will fall upon you. Sad, sad. I know that there will be protocols after you have been installed in office. But one of the problems is that before an election, when you make a phone call, everybody answers. Before the election, if you call them 50,000 times, you get 50,001 answer. They answering when the phone hang up and all. Okay, you're laughing. When the phone hang up, they still bawling hello. But as they get in office, as they put on the jacket and tie, when you do call, you will be hearing your call party is not available. Your call party have not answered. The number that you are trying to reach is out of the service area. That is what you hear. Tobago, do not fall prey to the behavior of the PNM. Caller, you inside. Welcome. Hello, caller.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, go ahead. I'm hearing you. You're live.
Yeah. Okay, hear me. I'm calling from Bago.
From Bago? Give me a little volume. They cookie. Hardly
Is
hear.
this?
Go ahead, Bago. Talk a little harder.
All right, what's happening? You hear me now? You hear me now?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Bago.
All right, what's happening? That office was talking over the Fox and that office they were. These people now get in office and they meet once at our office there, they have to deal with that. In the most secret meeting that the Prime Minister had with the boss, with Mr. Sally. He's the Prime Minister, that is the head of state, they're supposed to meet. They're supposed to meet. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
What had to take place will take place. That's what I always the first talking, the first chill out with that. We don't want that in Bago now.
So here the scholar.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Right. So just as you are entitled to your opinion, Fox is entitled to his own, and every other caller is entitled to theirs.
I hear you.
Right, beautiful. Love in the house.
I just want to share with you. The natural thing that have, the process that have to take place is going to be a gradual process.
Right?
Yes?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
After 21 years of PNM reign, don't expect PDP to put it together in 21 days.
Right?
You hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. You go ahead. Make your contribution.
Okay, all right. Well, listen, what I'm saying to you is, don't accept no rubbish, but secret meeting and secret meeting. The Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago is supposed to meet with the CHA board, the CHA head, and have a one-on-one. The Constitution makes room for that. That was no secret meeting. Yes? And this thing about this gimme thing about everybody want work one time. Listen, understand what's happening. The TNM situation, people and them destroy everything that was there. You see how much money they spend during the election period? They have nothing. So what you expect Valley and them to just spin red out of the rubbish where they leave there?
Right.
You understand? Yeah, so let me take it down. Let me take it down. Allow the men, allow the people who go on there now to step up and do their work as it ought to be done. They go behind them.
All right, caller. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so cut off. Right, good. Right, so that's another caller we had, and he is saying that the guys in Tobago need some time to get the house in order because of what they met when they enter into the office. And while I have no problem with that, I am saying, my brother Corky, that for too long, when these politicians get in office, no longer they are accessible to the people. And that is something that this country have to fix. Because going forward, it is something that I will encourage this country not to accept going forward. So ladies and gentlemen, we have in the house Mr. Jeffrey. And as he said, he is the nephew of the former member of Parliament for the People's National Movement, Fitzgerald Jeffrey. This is his nephew. And today he with me in studio, and we will have a discourse on the Constituency of Labre. So Mr. Jeffrey, tell us what good is happening in Labre. I hear that you have some nice roads down there. Your roads properly well paved and infrastructures is up and running, and people jobs given away in Labre and so on and so on and so on.
Madness.
So tell us first of all, what is your experience coming up in terms of you had a smooth sailing from Labre coming to San Fernando. How was the drive? The drive was you had to swing left, right, and center. How was the drive? Tell us.
I was to play hopscotch coming up here. The amount of pothole you're jumping from one part of the road to the next part. If a truck come down, why is it taking that? You might end up in serious accident. I might not reach. You understand? I would have had to call you and say, well, you're going on. Boy, I'm in the hospital. And concerning the infrastructure, it had two estates in Labre. It have the Point Lisas Industrial Estate, and it had the NGC Industrial Estate. Now, the workforce in Labre, it very meager to say, well, it's in, let me say, about 150 able-bodied men, young fellas who want to go out and work. And these industries and them, these companies and them in the area is not even trying to fulfill, to take in some of the people and them that work in there. Now, in times gone by, it had had, so we used to protest to get work down there. When something come about, they decide to just come and just do what they want. So what would have happened? It would have certain gangsters in the area
who rise up and to capitalize on the people and them. So when they see them kind of agitated and people started protest, they would have gone in and they would have said, well, here what's going on. We could negotiate with here, we could control the people and them. If we give you something and we go think. So library from ever since had that kind of bad stigma. That everything we protested and we protested. We don't want that. We don't want to protest. We want to get a fair chance. And we haven't been getting that for the longest while. So when people go and stand up by the gate and they think nobody is studying and they build big industry, people had was to move out, to relocate people and carry them from here to oversow. But nobody didn't get a fair chance. So we kind of having a bad stigma concerning that. And they keep on saying that the library people don't want nothing. Yes. They keep on saying that right through. And I have a problem with that. A big problem. Because first thing they started to say, people can't pass drug tests. I want to know if that is that alone in library, that alone taking place. The whole country, people getting locked up so all over, so all here, there, and everywhere. Why the stigmatizing library alone?
Well, let me ask a question on that. Actually, check the live. People texting and saying the live stick, they're not hearing or seeing. So just check on the live for Archie. Check on the live. Now, you raise a very important point there in relation to drugs, because I have seen that a government policy, a policy that the government took, and that policy was to give the citizens of this country 30 grams of marijuana and 4 trees that they could plant and keep in their possession. And a matter of fact, it's 4 trees per person. So as it is, as 3 of us here, if all of us put 4 trees in the same house, that is 12 trees we have outside.
Yes.
So the government put a policy in place where the average citizen, Corky, could have in your possession 30 grams of marijuana and also 4 trees. And while the government make this a policy, yet when you go for a job, you have to go for a drug test.
Yes, that is true.
So I mean, listen the real oxymoron in this whole thing. So on one side, the governments say to us, go ahead, 30 grams. You do what you want with that. And plant 4 trees. Now, if your 4 trees come in at the same time for harvest, and you cut your 4 trees, and the police should catch you with your 4 trees, you would be charged for trafficking in marijuana. While they tell you you could plant 4 trees. Now, they also tell you, Corky, that 30 grams is yours. But if you smoke your 30 grams, and I know some people will say, but the government never tell you to smoke. That the idiotism. The government never tell them to smoke. But then my problem is, why the government bring that as a policy to the country, and then when the same man who smoke out of his 30 grams go to seek employment, he now have to go through a drug test. And if they find marijuana in the system, he can't get a job.
That is true. And a lot of people is faced with this dilemma when they go on the job site. Because, oh God, everybody, some people is big men. And they are hearing some of them with the 30 grams. Some of them doing that. And when they're done, the dilemma is all right, yeah, I don't go for a drug test. And that is it. That the end of the night. That the end of the night.
And brother, that is where my problem lies. I keep telling the people now, remember when this 30 grams and this 4 trees come into being was just before an election. And this is what this government do. They always bring something to the table to fool the people, because that is a clear failed policy. So what they always do is that once it come into election, in a long time, it was, and not was, still is, because I want to tell you something. All them bad roads in Labre that looking like little pond, little fishing pond all about the place. If an election call tomorrow morning, you're going to see hot mix.
Yeah.
You're going to see Sami. You're going to see people paving left, right, and center. You're going to see that. But to the end of the day, I am telling you, my brother, that to the end of the day, the people in Labre continue to be fooled all the time. Could you remember in 2015, the Prime Minister came down to Labre, and within that election speech that he gave to the people, Renison, he said that feasibility study was completed. He have spoken to Suriname and Guyana. The raw material in terms of making ply would be available, and a plywood factory was about to start within the next 2 months. And he tell Labre, give me the opportunity to finish this project, because if you vote for the UNC and the UNC come in power, bye-bye plywood factory. And today, from 2015 to now, we have not yet seen the ply, much less the wood.
That is true. That is true. It also had 2 development again that supposed to take place. He promised us. There was a factory that they was going to build in the name of, I think it was Chemtech was the name of it. That was the desalination plant where they put in Point 14 was to build right on the beachfront in Vancouver, between Vancouver and Union. And let me show you something. All them industry that taking place there in Labre, the people they only getting work when it start up. So when the civil part done, bye-bye. And we had to watch people from the outside constantly coming into Labre in places where people used to go and bathe in the dam and do all kind of recreational activity. People used to be hunting, the all kind of thing. People used to go there and dig yam and all kind of thing. They used to get something at the end of the day. And all these land and things cleared down. And people only benefited in the civil state. When civil construction was taking place, that's the only time people benefit. And after that, bye-bye. And that is what we have been voting for in Labre for so long. When you come to the relevant authority and you tell them, what's going on? Look, I have process planned operation, I had this, I had that. The thing is, they say, well, we get people and them now, we go call lawyer. And as they say just now, when you call them, no answer at all. They didn't answer in here.
Jeffrey, in 2020, we had Keith Christopher Rowley come into Labre again. And on this occasion, when they came to Labre, they tell us about a port that would be under construction in the next couple of months. A matter of fact, just a couple days before the election, they put up one big massive billboard in Point Junction.
Yes.
A massive billboard. And the Prime Minister came and he said, again, feasibility study completed. They in talks with the Chinese. Material will start to drop. You'll see equipment coming. 6 years. No plywood factory. 2020, we in 2022. Not a backhoe. I'm using the smallest thing. A mini excavator. Nothing. I went to library recently, and I do a video where the port's supposed to be constructed. And let me tell you something. I also spoke to certain individuals. A matter of fact, it is also alleged that one of Mr. Manning's son also have some part to play in terms of walking, taking records along the coastline together with the Chinese. Right. A matter of fact, the day I went down there, about a day or two before, it is alleged that he was down on that side. And the information coming to me is that there is no way within this tenure of Keith Rowley that any sod will shake, turn, or capsize in relation to that port.
So we are telling me then that the lighter we did?
Brother Labre, we have been living on lies from since the
don't understand that my bread and butter was from Texaco, and what I was getting at, they could have gone on in Lake Asphalt and make a 2 days or 3 days. But they could have gone on Brighton by Texaco and go offshore and make a 2 days with a contractor.
Yeah.
Right? Or they could have gone on Destiny, little one down by the Orange Estate and make a little dollar. My brother talk about the pond, right?
Yeah.
Where we used to go and fish and dig yam and catch crayfish and a nice little time. My bread and butter was from Texaco, and what I was getting at, they could have gone on in Lake Asphalt and make a 2 days or 3 days. But they could have gone on Brighton by Texaco and go offshore and make a 2 days with a contractor.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly. We're going to go down Destiny, little one down by the Orange Estate and make a little dollar. My brother talk about the pond, right? Where we used to go and fish and dig yam and catch crayfish and a nice little time. My bread and butter was from Texaco, and what I was getting at, they could have gone on in Lake Asphalt and make a 2 days or 3 days. But they were on Brighton by Texaco and go offshore and make a 2 days with a contractor. Right? Exactly. We're going to go down Destiny, little one down by the Orange Estate and make a little dollar. My brother talk about the pond, right?
All right, so we having some serious technical difficulties. Caller, I had to end the call because what happening is that whatever you say, it just keep repeating itself over and over and over. So we having some serious difficulties. Koki, if we could try and see if we could get the break. Let me see if we get the break and we'll see what will happen. But remember, Douglar Politics will be up at 7:30. We are having some serious technical difficulty at this point in time. So I'm not sure if we might be able to continue. But let's see what's happening. So we're going to try for the break and we will see what will happen. We'll be right back.
Come to the Waves Restaurant and Bar, Grafton Beach, Black Rock, Tobago. Great ambience, fantastic prices, all COVID protocols observed. Full premium bar available. Call Waves at 731-4646 to make your reservation. Come dine with the Waves Restaurant and Bar, Grafton Beach, Black Rock, Tobago. You must be vaccinated to dine in.
Le Grand Coulon Spa Resort at Stonehaven Bay, Blackrock. Bed and breakfast rates available. To book, call 283-2597 or 463-2946. Le Grand Coulon Spa Resort at Stonehaven Bay, Blackrock.
Fresh Street Market, your neighborhood supermarket.
Number 3 Andrew Lane, corner Churchill Roosevelt Highway and Andrew Lane, Derby, Mousica.
Opening hours.
Saturday 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m.
Sundays 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. When you think about fresh produce and good quality food, come to Fresh Street Market, your neighborhood supermarket.
Number 3 Andrew Lane, corner Churchill Roosevelt Highway and Andrew Lane, Derby, Mousica. Island Hobbies, Ryson Road, Port of Spain, has the largest variety of toys in the Caribbean and South America. No one can beat our prices. If you see it cheaper anywhere else, prove it and we will beat it. Island Hobbies, Ryson Road, Port of Spain.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
The Local Palooza Show and Countdown. Now showing on MCTV. Hosted by TNT's Rock Ambassador, Bees Hi-Fi, the Metal Merchant. See and hear all your favorite local rock bands. Keep it rock alive. Rhythms Communications Network. Local Palooza Show and Countdown on MCTV. The Local Palooza Show and Countdown. Now showing on MCTV.
Sport is in trouble. What can be done to save sports in TNT? Join host Gordon Pear on Sports Insight every Monday and Wednesday on MCTV from 4:30 p.m. as he identifies the problems, look for solutions, and points the way forward. Sports Insight, where we talk to the coaches, athletes, administrators, and of course, you, the fans, as we bring positive change through sport.
Douglar Radio is now on U97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, Monday to Friday, 6:15 p.m. to 9 p.m. with Anil Roberts, bringing you the facts on politics and up-to-date information. Also taking your calls on 218-7762. Douglar Radio on U97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, 6:15 p.m. to 9 p.m. Monday to Friday.
Get ready for the revolution. Come on, what you say now?
Sponsored by Royal Castle.
U975 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio and Multicultural Television MCTV, bringing you back where you belong, part of the Rhythms Communications Network. To advertise with us, call 218-7820.
My parents' generation grew up with Royal Castle. From the first restaurant in 1968, when that distinctive, tempting aroma hit the air, they just couldn't resist. And like never before, fried chicken with a special blend of local seasonings and a one-of-a-kind flavor down to the bone. Today, Royal Castle still have that same delicious taste, and I love it too. The kids can't resist it either. Plus, they have more to enjoy. For me, the castle is more than just nice food. It's we own, part of me and you, and it's the real flavor of TNT.
Welcome to Rhythms Communications Network.
We are Multicultural Television, MCTV. Total local programming, the latest news, all the sports, our culture. MCTV.
MCTV is broadcasting in HD on Flow 114, Digital 22, Ampere 119, Airlink 18, RVR 109, Mayaro Cable 103, ICNTT 120. MCTV, bringing you back where you belong.
U975 FM, Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio.
All the music you know and love, played by the DJs who know how to mix it just right. We don't come fight, we come hot like pepper.
Informative and entertaining with the hottest DJs in the country. On the World Wide Web with fun radio, adult contemporary music, and
WBHM, the voice of rock.
Welcome back, welcome back. Remember, at 7:30, ladies and gentlemen, we will be crossing over to Douglar Politics. Yours, Honorable Senator Anil Champion Roberts will be coming to you with Douglar Politics at 7:30 p.m. sharp. So stand by for that crossover. So we're discussing library, and of course, we're looking at what has gone wrong in the constituency of Library for over the years. We have had Jeffrey from since the days of, well, the first person we had from an independent standpoint was A.C. Alexis. Alexis married Eric Williams' sister, and that was Bye-Bye Independent. He became PNM. And then from him, we come and we had Ian Anthony. And after Ian Anthony tenure, we came and we had Dr. Albert Richards under the NAR. And after the NAR collapsed, then we had Hedridge Barrow.
Yes, yes.
I had the privilege of doing some work with Barrow. At that time, of course, I was the RS under the arm of local government in charge of the URP in the Faizabad area, and really being in charge of library. After Hedridge Burial, of course, we had your uncle, Mr. Jeffrey, and then from Jeffrey we had Nicole Olivier. And then, of course, we have the ghost now. We have Casper now, which
Casper.
is Casper. We have Casper now in the name of Maclashe. And what we can truly echo here this afternoon is that while some of these individuals who went to represent Labre would have probably had some sort of interest of the people of Labre at heart. The problem really and truly is that when these, or the few individuals who had the people interest at heart became member of parliament, they no longer had the local authority to represent or service or even exercise the vision that they probably had for the constituency. The policy of the PNM, that is where the problem lies. Because when you become a member of parliament on behalf of the People National Movement, you no longer have that local say. You no longer have that local authority. You now have to follow the guidelines of the political directorate. A matter of fact, is whatever they decide goes. And we pay a price in Labre for that over the years. And sadly enough, sometime in my own spare time, Jeffrey, I always sit quietly and stretch my imagination to understand how could a people allow something like this to happen to themselves. Because the people is the one to blame in this whole situation, you know. It is not Rowley, it is not the number that they have by representation, but it's the people to blame. Because how could you, submit yourself to that kind of behavior? Let me take this call and we'll see if we get through the phone line.
Good night, caller.
Good night, caller.
Good night, sir. How are you?
Fine.
Mr. Anil, what's up? I'm looking to on my phone and you just come and break down.
We having some
difficult problems.
Yeah, we having some problems. So you have to hear we, don't look for we.
but you still ain't talking?
No talking either?
No. But then, you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
This is a call from Tobago, right?
Yeah, Tobago.
What I call you to tell you, you talk today like a hawk, man. Yeah, you talk very good on the TV today.
This is Victor Roberts here, not Anil Roberts.
Oh, this is Victor?
Yeah, there's Victor, yeah. Anil coming on at 7:30 with Douglar Politics.
Well, he talk very good today. He's a boss.
Well, Anil Roberts is a champion.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, he's a champion.
But then, let me tell you something, you hear me?
Yes, sir, yeah.
I don't know. This man from Tobago, but let the man come home and say about the animal and them. The man go on senile. The man go on senile.
Well, I make a joke with that one, yes.
They say who in the kitchen is feeling heat, you hear me?
Yeah, Koki, the man
right now,
the Prime Minister going to Sinai. Come and see
right now, children feeling the heat because they're suffering.
They're feeling heat, they're going to move on.
They're suffering.
They're feeling heat, they're going to move him.
You hear me, wife, sir?
Yeah.
If they were feeling the heat, they would have moved him.
I wish she could say that again, caller. I wish she could say that. let some of them people in Trinidad really hear that.
And some down in Labre too, let them hear that.
Yeah, and some down in Labre in we area, let them hear that.
If they was feeling the heat, they would have moved the man senile.
Huh.
The man is senile. Why do you think we want him in Tobago?
Yeah.
He might have come and kill Tobago. Yeah. Imagine, time like now with people dying every day, but you want to get carnival.
Madness.
That's not madness, that's craziness.
Yeah.
That is craziness, sir.
Huh.
Just like we tell people come to Tobago for Easter.
Yeah.
As they come in Tobago start to get a sister corona.
Yeah, they bring it across there. They bring it over there for all you. They bring it there for all you.
And why I don't know what to say. And he come and keep carnival again. He sent here again.
Huh.
He and the old cabinet senile.
Kola, that is no joke. Time for them to go.
I'm telling you, man. They're killing people and not slowly but fastly.
But Kola, I have a question to ask you.
Yeah, ask me.
How Tobago could see that and these people in Trinidad blind to that, Kola? How?
Let me tell you something.
Huh.
Tobagonians like to work for their money.
Huh.
You hear me?
Yeah.
But Trinidadians like and down. So when they get the bribe, they do stupidness.
So they rather dead. They rather dead with a handout.
I tell you.
Yeah.
But Trinidadians like the election before this one, not the one that won the districts.
Yeah.
The other before this one, right? They get the bribe. We was in the PDP.
So they rather dead. They rather dead with a handout.
Right? I tell you, we reached them in Bell Garden.
Was the election before this one?
Not people in Bell Garden.
Yeah.
My wife and myself and told the people and them,
PDP,
or you will eat the bread that the devil need.
And the parent khaki, right?
My wife and myself turn and tell the parent people that or you will eat the bread that the devil need.
My wife and myself
but you could know when Trinidadians in the company of Tobagonians, right?
Yeah.
My wife
some
and
of them answer us and some do answer. Them will say,
eat the bread that
so I am coming in on the phone.
Yeah.
But you could know by Trinidadians, them is Trinidadians, and they want to say, it's Tobagonian. But you see this thing they call money?
Some of them answer us and
will let people do anything for it.
Yes.
Trinidadians take hand out. This idea was what they used a while ago. That a few of them get self-help.
Right.
But you see this thing they call money? It will let people do anything for it.
Yes.
Trinidadians take hand out. This idea was what they used a while ago. That a few of them get self-help to fix back their house.
Yeah.
I feel glad. But that is not all. What are the CPF workers that you send in home? What the WhatsApp people are that making noise on TV a while ago for their money?
Yes.
If them keep it, if them supposed to call an election tomorrow, you know. And let me tell you something. If you will actually decide to protest.
I don't know.
I am a boy talk today, and if he was supposed to be able to shake his foot, and the speaker was telling him XYZ, but look, you have a pleasant night, please, eh?
Thank you, caller. Thank you very much for your call.
Try and see what we could do in Charlie.
We trying.
If one of them put him, listen, all you hear what to do. They are tired, right? You hear me?
Yeah.
Pull the tire with concrete.
Mm-hmm.
Put a piece of rope on it.
Mm-hmm.
And try and hold him in the night and sink him.
Thank you, caller. God
sink
bless.
Him in the middle, sink him in the sea. That's what you could do right now.
God bless.
Because you were saying no alcohol on the street and you come and do it. How you make a law and break it and you expect people to keep it?
Yes, caller.
One law for one.
He on bullshit.
Yeah.
Real you have a pleasant night.
Thank you, caller. Thanks for your contribution. And you see, this is what I am saying. How people in Tobago could see clearly and Trinidadians blind to the rubbish that's going on. Thanks for your contribution. Welcome, caller. You see, this is what I am saying. How people in Tobago could see clearly and Trinidadians blind to the rubbish that's going on. Let me take this one. Welcome, caller.
Good night, good night.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
Good night, Cascade.
Cascade, I make you out. I make you out.
You hear me? You see my number?
No, I just say good night. I know the voice.
All right, well, my number on your phone too, eh?
Ah, all right. Good.
I call you about 4 times when you come off the station. So that 368, that is mine.
Right, because my phone was on do not disturb. All right, thank you.
Right. You see what Tobago say?
Yes, man.
We should be on the streets. The whole country who against him should be on the street. You can't lock up everybody. They don't have room to put everybody. We come in. If we know we're going to plug the street corners so that them can go to parliament, I come in.
Right.
I come in.
Right.
I want people to listen, you know. That is a vulture that don't like black people at all. That Kleenex jockey, we don't like black people at all. That black film guy boy, he don't like black people at all. I telling you that. Emancipation Day, if you see what a man wear, disrespect African people on Piccadilly Greens, if you see what a man have on, tight like a t-shirt on him, so he can buy a better dashiki and put on. Man, you know, man, he disrespect the whole congregation that day. He's a nasty man. I can't have no respect for him, you know. Them tear gas me from 1970 come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, tear gas. Me afraid to tell you, tear gas. When they say state of emergency, we walk in files. They can't stop me from walking.
Yeah.
They can't stop me from walking. We walking, but we will come and plug tongue. You know they couldn't hold nobody?
Yes. Tongue have to shut down. Tongue have to shut down.
They had us to come out. Yeah. Hear why showing you. Let people come out. I don't have a man plug waiting for that seat, you know. I have a man waiting for this seat in Cascade, St. Anne, Hololo, Belmont, Mova. We have a man. Brother, give you a car and a mic now.
A revolution we want, man.
We go fix that.
Give me a car and a mic and let we start it.
Cascade.
We have a local election coming up. Let we start with campaign to dump, throw water and them fire.
Cascade, we had to cut you here because Anil Roberts going on.
Good night again.
All right, we go talk further. Blessing. So Jeffrey, we will have to wind it up here.
All right.
But don't worry.
Douglar politics. This is Douglar politics, yo. Douglar politics. Listen, Douglar politics, yeah. Douglar politics. This is Douglar politics, yeah. Douglar politics. This is Douglar politics. Douglar politics. This is Douglar politics, yo. Douglar politics.
Good evening and welcome to Douglar Politics. As usual, Archie starts on time, 7:30 p.m. to let you all know that the Minister of Sport, the minister who walks a half marathon, the minister who played tennis when she was 8 years old and looked different from how she looked now, she says sport is open. We can play sport, and all the PNM neophytes, the Brian Lewis and all others. Oh, thank you, Minister. Thank you for allowing us to partake in healthy activity and to practice our trade so that we can go and compete and stop getting beaten badly by the whole world in every sport across the board. Oh, thank you, Madam Minister. Oh, my goodness, you look different back then. Whatever you have done in sport, thing come out, thing gone out, thing come in. Oh, Lord, Minister, thank. What nonsense. Why was sport stopped? For what? What's the science? How many infections with sport? The whole world playing sport. The whole world, half the world did not even stop sport. There are no Olympic Games in the pandemic. People perform at world record level. We in Trinidad and Tobago have bungled everything and have these clowns. You know what I love about y'all people, my people? They take away your rights. They oppress you without reason, without rationale, without science, without explanation. They just suppress you and you accept it and you say, thank you, PNM. Oh, my PNM from 1956. Without you, I will not be a proud black man or woman. I must have my PNM, because without PNM, I am worthless. I have low self-esteem. I need my red jersey. I need my PNM to uplift me. And then they take away a spot for no reason, and then come and tell you, okay, you can go and start back. For no reason, because it have more infection now, more death now, more deadly now, but they just don't know what they're doing. They capitulate with their COVID chaos, lack of science, lack of plan. And we in Trinidad and Tobago, because Balize is so important. It's more important than us. It's more important than our families. It's more important than our sport that we're passionate about. We say, oh, thank you, Balize gods. Oh, my. Balize more powerful than the Lord Almighty. Imagine that. All you wake up in Trinidad and Tobago, what science, what sport? And then here she, well, that is just for a national team. So when you're training for a national team, COVID-19 don't spread. It's a lower risk than for us who not a no national team and we just want to lose big belly and take a sweat. So no sweat. Just national team could train and practice. And some of y'all say, oh, great, oh, yes, oh, beautiful, intelligent PNM dodo head. That's what's going on in this country, and that's why we're in a total, complete mess. Y'all think we are worse in the world by guess? COVID-19 didn't hit Trinidad and Tobago in any special manner, but yet we are worse. We are dying, the highest death rate, the most infection. Any variant known to man must come through the porous borders. We are suffering, people hungry, poverty rate increasing, and y'all still bowing down to them. The next thing they say, just so, I want to only explain. PNM explained the science to me. So, 3 weeks ago, beach, 5 to 12, 12 noon, hot sun. People on 2 Mile Beach going 11:55, walking off the beach, bright sunshine, salt. Then 2 weeks ago, you could get 2 more hours. The science told Rowley, Dr. Rowley, this is science speaking to you in his sleep at Lekoto. If you open the beaches for 2 more hours, COVID-19 will not spread. But you cannot open it for 2 hours and 1 minute, because if you do that, then COVID-19 will spread and people will die and y'all will remain at the #1 death rate in the world. The ICU will just be clogged with dead bodies. Oh my goodness, Rowley, this is a science speaking to you. Open the beaches to 2 p.m. And Rowley comes, you, my peasants, can go to the beach till 2 p.m. And now, oh my goodness, the convent girl, the biggest dance in the history of the Caribbean, a man who holds the ministry of health, even though he can't spell health. He comes to say, the Honorable Prime Minister, the Lord and Master of the science, has said, not today, not tomorrow, not Sunday, but by Monday, 31st January, the science says that you, my beleaguered people, you, my peasants, you, my serfs, you will be allowed to go to the beach for 4 more hours, because the Delta variant sleeps and takes a siesta between 2 to 4. The new science of the Rowley government, the PNM science, says that the COVID-19 infection rate takes a siesta. So you can go and have a fiesta on the beach, but not tomorrow, not Saturday, Monday the 31st. That's when the COVID-19 infections, because they're following the science. Every decision is based on science. All you could believe anything again in this country, all you could vote for this bag of stupidity. When did we all become so dotish, my people? When? I tell you, we so bright, creative, brilliant. We create the only instrument in the 20th century, steel pan. We have Nobel laureates, we have businessmen, we have creative entrepreneurs, beautiful musicians, orchestra, writers, novels, songwriters, musicians, producers, artists, sportsmen, brilliant. We have, when we get noticed, though? When they choke Balise up in we nose hole? What abject total nonsense. And the man them just talk that with arrogance, you know. The Honorable Prime Minister has ordained that you can go to the beach at 6. But you Indian at the river, watch all yourself, don't cook no goat. Because goat are COVID in the hot fire. Wow. As we talk Convent girl, not only is he worst Minister of Health before COVID, during COVID, out of all ministers of health on the planet, 207, Terence Convent Girl de Alsing is the worst. Let me repeat. Out of all the ministers of health, and other, they may call themselves by a different name, but the job spec to be in control of your country's pandemic fight. Out of all of them, 207 sovereign nations on planet Earth, Terence Convent Girl de Alsing is the worst. We have the highest death rate on planet Earth. We are deading so fast that the ICU have space. But he's not only a terrible Minister of Health before the pandemic, during the pandemic, he's the worst Member of Parliament in the history of St. Joseph. Watch what's going on in St. Joseph. Run it, Archie.
Right, so we're on Richmond Street now. And look at this other one. Watch this hole. Well-known area in St. Joseph, which is opposite the park. Right? Watch this hole. You already a man car got damaged with this here. So watch this here. Nothing being done here. The fed up asks about here. Right? Our council has been trying her best. Watch this fire hydrant. Council has been asking, watch this. So anybody house get on fire, this can be used. Right? And as you can see, Richmond Street is now being renamed. We're fed up at the lies from delicing. So we're naming it Delicing Lane. So Richmond Street, we shall now call it Delicing Lane. Right? And this street leading you to two prominent schools in St. Joseph. St. Joseph RC and St. Joseph Convent. Right? Among other schools. Watch it, watch it. Hole in the road there too. Watch it, dig up. And for those who don't know, this road also has a monument called the Silver Cannon. So disrespect by delicing. He said he would make sure all here would get fixed. Nothing being done. Right? So that's why today we rename it Delicing Lane. Oh Lord. And this
Very
hole
creative,
started
very
small,
creative.
and you can see it getting bigger. See?
Very creative, and it started by Rodney Charles, Member of Parliament
So
from
today,
Naparima.
we
And there's
asking
another
for-
one, Archie. Play the next one, man. St. Joseph, where delicing. You're so focusing on COVID-19 and failing. What's St. Joseph? Run it.
The street east, and this is a major pothole on the road that we would like this road to get fixed. So as you can see, it's very large, so you can't even call this a pothole. This had to be a crater. And as you can see from the bend there, any car passing cannot pass properly without having to go onto this hole. And any cars coming from have to now either make way to allow any car to pass. So again, this is Buena Vista Street East. But as of today, which is in Upper St. Joseph, we would love to dedicate this road to a new name. And we want to name it. And look at car passing, so you can see for yourself how bad it has been. Watch how this car had to pass. Watch. See? You gotta make sure and stay away from that hole. Right? So we would like to dedicate this pothole and a new street name called Convent Girl Road. What is Convent Girl to see?
Convent Girl Road.
St. Joseph.
Excellent. Archie, oh Lord. And it are more coming because the whole constituency of St. Joseph in a total complete mess. They have an MP that is non-existent because he fighting COVID. He fighting a losing battle. How he worse in the world and not seeing about the constituency also. All you want another chance to vote? Really and truly, forget the emotion, forget black man Indian thing. All you want another chance to vote on sense, on service, on people who come to serve the people, serve you and spend the money on you. All you sure? All you want to try that? As we say that, talking about money, the PNM government since 2008, cat spraddling anything to do with procurement. Because the PNM since time immemorial, every major act of corruption under the PNM had to do with poor procurement. Them like it so. So since 2008, white paper, green paper, called a hard Ken Julian have to comment. They never did it. Kamala come and pass procurement legislation. Rowley come and lie on email gate, gerrymander boundaries and sneak in to be prime minister. And Kiat spraddle the procurement legislation by simple majority gutting it to legalize thieving. Leave it there for 6.5 years and then tell all you they bring in regulations. They appoint a procurement director, the Office of Procurement Regulator. They appoint that, but them have no work to do because there are no regulations. They now bring the regulations in the parliament and they bring it to the Senate next week. But still, no proclamation. But here what's going on in the newspaper. The Office of the Procurement Regulator, invitation to bid, provision of janitorial and building maintenance service. All you have no work to do. All of them contract going through. Everything mashing up. All kind of recusals. Conflict of interest. Ministers renting building. Minister wife getting contract. Contract mashing up. Hospital block mash up. Because contract subcontract. Airport subcontract. Balize house going up without any bills. How much raffle ticket them sell? Who investigating that? Where Mark Bassant? Mark Bassant. Come now, man. How Balize house going up so? Where they get the 120 million from? How come different companies, different trucks, different thing, just coming in, drop some cement, drop some steel, drop some galvanized, drop some bolt, drop some nail, drop some sand, all kind of contractor from all over. Mark Bassant, where you? Is this the landed model building Balize house? All you don't care? Oh God, sorry, it's PNM. But y'all tender na the building for the Office of the Procurement Regulator, it need cleaning. There are no work to do, no proclamation, legalized thieving by the PNM, but them sending out a tender to clean building. Oh God, 683 days out of school. Already here on Douglar Politics and with Kamala Persad-Bissessar, we have told you the bungling of the COVID-19 response knows no bounds, and it goes in so many different areas. One other area of failure that we'll be feeling for the next 12 to 16 years will be in education. Because of the curtailing of Kamala Persad-Bissessar's laptop program, over 38,364 children have never logged on. 2,000 who logged on 20 months ago cannot be found. 48,000 children started off not having a device whatsoever. The government has failed to procure devices. They beg here, they beg there, chirrup, chirrup, and still 38,000 children cannot go on. Many people cannot afford to keep the internet on. They cannot pay their bills. They're stopping food card and they're saying that people who receiving public assistance grant, differently able grant, and pensioners cannot have a food card. So people are cutting out the internet bill now, like Miss Mangal from Freeport there. Poor lady. But we'll organize something. Archie and the boys organizing something. Trinidad and Tobago, one of the longest school closures in the world. Do you understand what I'm saying? COVID-19 presents problems. Governments all over the world with intelligence search for solutions. We are stuck with the PNM. Solutions never materialize. The PNM is not solution based. They could just tell you what the problem is and they exacerbate the problem and tell you vote because Kamala say eat banana. That's what we are in. Trinidad and Tobago, one of the longest school closures in the world. The impact of prolonged school closures on our children and young people is becoming clearer and increasingly alarming. Hundreds of thousands of our children in TNT are without adequate education. Wait, but all you buff up the Miss World? All you buff up the Miss World for talking the truth and underestimating the problem? Look the facts. And it's getting worse. And the divide is getting bigger and wider. And on the Douglar report this week, education will be the editorial. Plus we'll have an article by Fazal Karim, former Minister of Science and Tertiary Education, who built 12 MIC centers with David Lee, the now Member of Parliament for Pointe-à-Pierre, and Chief Whip in the Parliament for the UNC, built 8 NESC centers, increased the gate up to nearly 800 million. The PNM cut it down to 400 million, and they didn't spend 80 million, and they only spent 320, and they can't say where they spent 320, and they call that savings, that your children cannot go to school. But here it is, UNICEF and UNESCO, Trinidad and Tobago, and what will this deficit do? Remember, we were starting off where many children, especially my black children, in 2018 got 0 in the SEA, and when I bust it out on the radio, 819 children got 0. Then the PNM started to hide the figures with Anthony Garcia and Dunsey Lovell Francis, who wanted to have a party in Maracas Beach with big wave, electricity, soca, and Hennessy, right? For people to drown dead and get shocked. That's the PNM intelligence. They hide the figure. But what are these children who get 0 to do? So 6 years of the PNM, if an average 800 children per year got 0, that is 4,800 children who cannot be employed. What are they going to do? That is pre-COVID. Now with COVID, you exacerbate that and you create a generation of unemployable youth. What is going to happen? Not crime? DCP Jacob, they tell me don't walk with Jacob because Jacob does walk and shake up. That's what Shadow say. So all you understand, get the Douglar report. Saturday after Douglar Politics, Archie will send it to your WhatsApp. Subscribe. Douglar Politics, Douglar Report, Education Editorial. As we talk in education, Archie boy, I feel that AC off, but we go think. We go check it because I'm sweating. But again, I go get it. Let me deal with this one because this one got me very angry. I have shown you that the PNM plays race card to a disgusting degree. A Minister of National Security puts out a post accusing an entire segment of the population, the United National Congress, supported by 309,000 citizens, of being racist, while he's the Minister of National Security in charge of all the forces, of all the policies for crime fighting, for implementation, for tear gassing, all of those policies, for resourcing of the police, on top of the imbroglio with the constitutional crisis where Rowley decided that he is going to select his own Commissioner of Police and his own Police Service Commission with the help of Paula May Weeks. On top of all of that, we then had, over this COVID-19 pandemic, the unscientific, unsubstantiated, incomprehensible ban on open pyre cremations for the Hindu population. That all of a sudden, when faced with legal action, the Attorney General backs back and tells us that the CMO, Parasram, who the PNM put on our EMA board to give him money, to give him our next stipend, to say, yes, boy, PNM love you because we care. And he's also been given an honorary doctorate for his handling of COVID-19. So if we weren't last in the world dead, where we dead in all over the place, and USA tell the people don't come here, this is the number one place on earth to dead. If we weren't worse, what they'd rather give he? They'd rather make he a king, because to get an honorary doctorate for failure, that's what PNM does. Roshan Parsam, you have no shame as a human being, a man, a father, and a doctor. Boy, hide your head in shame. They say, he say, the open fire ban should still be upheld. Based on what science? Parsam, Al-Rawi, who can't spell Blanche shares, say that you say open fire cremations pose a risk to infection of COVID-19. Please elucidate for us. We don't understand, Mr. PNM EMA board man. All right? Then if that was not good enough, rivers closed for the whole period. Why? Beaches were open, rivers closed. Beaches closed, rivers closed. Beaches open peace, rivers closed. Beaches open more, rivers closed. Beaches open more, rivers now open, but no Indian could go and cook no goat, light no fire, no alcohol, no liming. A direct policy to attack Indian people. You see why the Douglar could talk? Because the Douglar is Indian and African. So I have no race, I feel no race, I see no race, I love everybody. So right is right and wrong is wrong. Nasty, disgusting PNM. Attack Riverline because Indian does go there. Attack open fire cremation because they're Hindu, they're Indian. And now, they put a woman on an Angostura board. She has so much work to do. The only thing that she do good is she excite the horny goatweed man from since she come out. Oh, Dr. Miriam, this big, ugly, sick sadist called Keith Rowley was a sicko since 1969. You know, many all your women out there, any function you go, all you know what I'm talking about. When you sit down close to he, and he put his eyes on you, you feel to go and bathe with Protect soap. You know that? He's a nastiness, Keith Christopher Rowley. And he put she now. So she on PNM ERHA board. She on Trinidad and Tobago Bureau of Standard board. She on NIPDEC PNM board. She getting paid she PNM salary. And now they put her on Angostura board. And now look what I have to see as the PNM board, the PNM management, the PNM Angostura decide them launching a new rum called Tambu. But somehow them determine from Tambu rum to put a flute. And to put a flute in the hands, the symbol of Lord Krishna, one of the most holy deities of the Hindu faith. One who is seen as one of the supreme beings and close there to be worshipped by Hindu people. Now let me ask you all this first and foremost. If the rum named Tambu, and Tambu mean drum, how you reach flute? Secondly, if Tambu come from African drum, freed African slaves, Kambule into carnival, how you reach Indian flute? How you reach Krishna? How you reach flute? Where all you see a flute in carnival? Not even brass band, there's a flute. So how will you reach rum with Hindu? Yes, everybody drink rum. I drink rum. I like my local rum. Plenty Indian, just drink rum. Chutney soca is plenty rum song. That's the culture. Okay? But what is this subliminal, racist, disgusting, discriminatory, nasty, disrespectful advertisement from a PNM Angostura board with the Miriam Dr. Abdul Richard, the PNM doctor on it also, approving this nonsense, and then they try to blame an advertising agency? Are you all insane? No advertising agency can authorize and publish an advertisement and launch a campaign without the sign-off of the management and the client. What totishness are you talking about? And then you pull it, but no apology. and talking about maybe it may have been discriminatory. How flute come in tambo? How flute, how spiritual fingers come in drink rum? Why are you all so sick? You see, the Douglar could see it and get incensed because the Douglar is Indian and African and respect and love both. When you're sick, you wouldn't see nastiness like that. I am a Catholic. I just drink rum. So you tell me, this woman here, she could put the beautiful hands of Jesus singing with the children to advertise tambour rum or beating a drum? Huh? Oh, you see some of you jump back there now. You see? Because you're not Hindu, so you wouldn't understand. But when I bring it to my Catholic faith, he's not the best Catholic, but he's Catholic, that's all I is. My children is Pentecostal, my children is all kind of thing. Catholic, Pentecostal, mix up. Wherever I respect all. You see how you all jump back when I said that? That's how the Hindu community jump back. By seeing the PNM Angostura board involving images similar to that of Lord Krishna playing the flute, deity, supreme being, spiritual, heavenly, goodness, with a flipping rum. All you're sick. And that comes from the top. Sickness across the board, straight from Keith Christopher Rowley, his oppression of Hindu people, his geographical discrimination. Take a drive now. All of you take a drive down Bagpaw. Take a drive down Oropuch East and West. Take a drive in Princestown, Naparima. Take a drive. Take a drive in Couva. Take a drive in Claxton Bay. Take a drive where UNC MPs are. You see geographical discrimination, roads, landslip, everything collapsing. Then the open fire ban. Then the ban on rivers. And now tambour, which is drum, or they put Hindu flute. Sick. All of y'all need to start to think about voting now, because this is not our country. Our country is where we live, love, and respect one another. Everybody celebrate Christmas and go and eat ham and pastel and garlic pork. And all of we celebrate Eid and go and we give zakat. And all of we celebrate Eid and Diwali and light days. We all celebrate Easter and relax and go camping. We all celebrate and love one another. But you all elected and nasty, disgusting, racist Keith Rowleys, who has put in racist policies, open fire ban on river. His PNM board now attacking Hindu faith with tambour rum. Coming down the board of geographical discrimination. His policies are disgusting. He is disgusting. He must go. It is mandatory. Rambarat empathizes with COVID-19 hit businesses. You cannot empathize with those that you have hit. Rambarat, you dunce. You sit in the cabinet. You are the leader of government business in the Senate. Your policies have killed people business, and you say you empathize with them. Okay, so you gone in a fete, in a PNM carnival concert, and Rambarat, you cuff down a man because you look at your wife, because you know you're kind of insecure and thing. You cuff down a man, and then you pick him up and empathize with him because two of your teeth gone. That's what you are saying? Your policies, your decision that you are part of the cabinet suffered business. 44% of businesses will never open. Over 200,000 people unemployed. And you come to say you empathize with businesses? He said the private sector organizations are amongst the entities to have borne the brunt of COVID-19. And yet your prime minister was cussing private sector and telling them stop looking for profit. While all you try to make NDA agreement for vaccine and give we Sinopharm, and now Sinopharm efficacy against Omicron 2 shot is 0. All the dead people in Trinidad and Tobago who were fully vaccinated, 185 of them, all is Sinopharm. I have dared y'all to deny what I am saying. I dare Rowley, I dare Convent Girl, I dare Abdul Richards, I dare Paraswam, I dare Avery Hines. Deny what I am saying here on Douglar Politics, that every death of a fully 2-dose vaccinated human being in Trinidad and Tobago. The 2 doses was Sinopharm, 100%. Media only asking. Why you only asking? Because if I am correct and I am correct, then somebody had to go to jail. Somebody had to be charged with criminal negligence. Somebody had to go and tutu in a bucket in Golden Grove. It's not funny. I ask the question, I ask it again. Convangel, you like to play, you like arrogance, all you're bad. Answer the question. Out of the 184 or more by now, fully vaccinated people who had 2 doses of vaccine who died, how many took Sinopharm? Who was the agent for Sinopharm? Who signed NDA agreement with Sinopharm? Who prevented AstraZeneca to come in here from donations from Prime Minister Modi of India? Who prevented 351,000 Pfizer from coming in? Who told us that Pfizer, some people feel Pfizer is the Rolls Royce? Who told us all of that? Telling us take the Sinopharm, and give we a piece of cardboard to say we safe. And 184 people dead? If you all think that is funny, great is the PNM, and you could defend that. Well, you all are sick. Really and truly. As I say sick, look, Robinson Regis. Robinson Regis, special economic zones won't be corrupt. First of all, Robinson Regis, me and you, we should not talk about hair products, conditioner, shampoo. We shouldn't talk about that because both are we bald head. Robinson Regis, you shouldn't talk about corrupt. Where the people credit card, what you get the wig with, where the 143,000 cash come from? It just come on the Kobo with the COVID through the porous borders. Where it come from? What declaration you sign? Where the police investigation? At WPC bald head? You come to tell people it wouldn't be corrupt? Well, I could even hear PNM people laughing. New special economic zones will neither be susceptible to corruption nor chaos because of safeguards in new legislation recently passed to guide their operations. Planning Minister Camille Robinson Regis said, really? Even independent Senator Berra say, Minister, too much control in the Napa Sapa board. Damian Lyda say, but what all your minister giving approval to economic zone and giving beneficiaries or everything down to cement. All you always have a plan. The PNM comes to make laws in the Parliament and the Senate to benefit their financiers, whether it's to get off tax off dwelling building, whether it is to get VAT off to buy equipment for the port to sell it to the brethren them, whether it is to shut down Petrotrin to save their friend and them from getting charged and put a man lawyer who know nothing about energy inside of there to then sign off on an arbitration even though senior counsel say we must appeal. That's what you all have in the PNM and you all still supporting that? All right, but they take away. Coming down there. Police got food. Camille Robinson Regis. Now just to show you how heartless and disgusting the members of the PNM are. I love politics. See? All they want to fight, let me fight. War, politics, debate, discuss. Let's go, convince, walk, talk, greet people. I love politics. Don't play politics with food. My mother tell me anything, you do anything, don't play with food. Give people the best of the best. If you have food, if you had to do without, to make your guests happy with fantastic tasting, high quality, brilliant food, make sure. Never chinks on food. Never play games with food. Never play games with hungry people. Here Camille Robinson Regis. The PNM stopped the food card. The Permanent Secretary sent out a memo since December 15th to be activated December 30th to stop the food card and to investigate pensioners who may have a food card. Differently able people who may also have a food card. People who receiving public assistance, which mean they're unemployed, who may have a food card. Them come to cut that, but gone in the parliament to ensure Al-Rawi get his rent and ensure that small pen and the family they get the loan and refinance. That's the PNM. So Camille come to say now, nah, what? Look, she had more hair there, yes? She gone bald now, boy, Archie, boy. But anyway, she come to say that under the People's Partnership, now People's Partnership out of power 6.5 years, them come and cut food card from 42,000 down to 18,000. When they did that, all kind of differently able people in Woodbrook who could not even move out the house started cry and media went and find them, remember? They just cut food card because them fine poor people shouldn't get nothing. Because the money must go in cash and deposit in bank and say it come from Republic, but then Republic have no withdrawal. That what them thing. And he must have 210 recusals, and friend and family must be in everything. Rowley must put all his friend, his financiers, all the people he know from 40 years in charge of all the money that's spent. Noel Garcia in charge of everything. Newman George Day, he personal attorney Day, Eustace Nances Day, Ingrid Lashley Day, Alvin Hilaire by the central bank. All of them is his neighbors and his friend. Them in charge of your money, and you all find that's good corporate governance. But Randall Mitchell in the Senate say putting a person on 2 board is bad corporate governance. But the PNM let's put man on 7, 8, 9, 10 board. But this woman come to say that there was corruption under the People's Partnership with food card because police officers and teachers had food card. Let me tell you this. There was one lady who was a police officer, I believe from Tunapuna constituency, under the People's Partnership, under us, under Glenn Ramadan Singh. She had one salary as a policewoman. She was a single mother. She had divorced, so one salary. She ain't getting no maintenance because they can't find Mr. Delinquent. She had 2 children. So her one salary, handling all the bills and so on for the 2 children. Her sister died and left 3 children. This policewoman took the 3 children, her nieces, 2 nieces and a nephew, took them in. So she taking care with one salary, 5 children. Under Kamla Prasad Bisesa, she qualified for a food card, because they investigate the entire situation and show the deficit which would lead to sacrifice. And therefore, under the Ministry of the People, she qualified for a food card. These nasty, stinking PNM. Yes, I hear the language. Hear the language and understand that I choose my words very carefully. My vocabulary is not limited. These nasty, stinking PNM. Them just want to cut everything for poor people so that more money will be available at the top for rental, for contracts, for their people and their personal benefit. So they say, carte blanche, oh, you have a good job, no food card. Now they come in the parliament, this woman, to talk about that. I know about that instance. So that's the truth. It was a policewoman, one salary, taking care of 5 children on her own. Kamla Prasad Bisesa says, deserving of assistance. The PNM says, cut gate, cut laptop, cut special grants, cut food cards, cut public assistance, cut differently able grant, cut school grants for differently able, cut baby milk grant, cut everything for poor. Only the rich who benefiting from them should vote PNM. The PNM should get 20,000 votes across Trinidad and Tobago total. So what the other 300,000 are all you doing? All you need to rethink. We had reports of police officers, teachers, and other people who were in particular bracket who did not qualify. That's your analysis. Did not qualify under the PNM. Kamla Prasad Bisesa's qualification is based on need, on help. She doesn't punish people for having a job or being successful. With the autistic grants, for example, These nasty people went to take away autistic grants from children with autism if their mother or father had a good job. Now think about the logic of that carefully now. The child, Kamla Prasad Bissasa's thought process is, the child is autistic. The child qualifies for the grant. End of story. This PNM is, we can't give out all that money there. All them pensioners, all them poor people getting all that money. We are fuel subsidy. What we giving all them people that for? We had to put that money here so we could recuse ourselves and give ourselves. So they say that a child is autistic, but daddy have a good job, so no grant. So daddy's good job negates the autism in the child to a PNM. Do you see why I chose my words very carefully? Think about that. That's what they say. That's what they do. And Kamla Prasad Bisasa says, fire burn that heartless, disgusting thing. That if a child is differently able, you don't punish parents for being successful or doing what they have to do. That's their business. They pay taxes too. But the grant goes to the child. When we talk disrespect, the same PNM, as we say indifferently able, Small Pin and Rowley gone and procure 2 ferry without procurement, shut down Tobago, create a catastrophe, cut off Tobago, lie and say the board didn't find no vessels, with former Permanent Secretary Allison due to due diligence. When we got a freedom of information, we saw that there were 11 vessels, 4 of which were hostile and incat, very good vessels that had tendered. Rowley lied and said they didn't get a boat so that he and Small Pin could procure. They went to Australia and procured 2 vessels. They went and meet with the CEOs, travel, drink scotch and eat shrimps, and then tell them, bring the tenders to Small Pin, and Small Pin would head a committee, and they checked and they evaluated the tenders, saw that hostile tender was higher than INCAT, and they contacted hostile, informed them of INCAT's secret tender, and hostile lowered their bid, and they gave out 1-1 like dynamite. No police investigation. Jacob, that don't sound like bid rigging to you? They tell me don't walk with Jacob because Jacob does walk and shake up. You didn't apply for commissioner of police post. What are you going to do? Apply now? Because legal notice 277 and 278 put in by the acting attorney general Small Pin while the mascara wearing tight pants Casper Blanchisse's attorney general gone in the Senate yesterday to defend what the Small Pin do when they send him away. That is PNM for all you. K-Pax licking K-Pax and mascara running all over the place, on man all over. Let me ask you all this. They went and procured vessel. Wade Mark tell all you they pay hundreds of millions of dollars over. No procurement. They come and tell you it's a governmental government. It has nothing to do with governmental government. They borrow the money from Australia, that all they have to pay back Australia at the percentage interest rate. He lie on Small Pin ball, they take 2 cutlass vessel too, because the Australian government was giving a grant. What grant? The only grant we know is General Grant, who sings some big tune. It's you paying for it. But let me show you what Small Pin and Rowley, even when they pay $500 million for a vessel. Look at nonsense. Look at two them that's buy. Archie, show them how much citizens have to go on this $500 million vessel procured by the Prime Minister Keith Rowley and his Small Pin K-Pax liquor. Run it.
And there you go. Looking strange. Then right then.
Passenger vessel purchased and arrived in 2020 by Prime Minister Keith Rowley and his Gary Sobers, the biggest dunce lawyer, the biggest dunce minister. Everywhere he gone, every ministry he gone, fail. All he could do is negotiate. and negotiate poorly for the country, but somebody must be negotiating good for me and know who. But that's what they get. A passenger vessel that takes no consideration whatsoever for the differently abled. You see, when you vote for heartless people, that's what you get. That never crossed their mind. And as we're talking that, y'all attack. I see some of y'all cool down now because you realize from the statistics, the information, the facts that I've given you on the poverty rate in Trinidad and Tobago from 1999 to 2022. And I showed you video footage Archie gave, Victor Roberts, Mooney Lal, Rodney Charles, Barry Padarat, Khadija Amin, Neil Gosain, Brian Big, Amit Suknanan, Councillor Seema Augustine, from all over, Payo and them from up in Valencia. You saw it across the board. You saw the poverty. But I am going to hush my mouth because there is a woman who knows far more about poverty than I could ever dream to know. Not only in Trinidad and Tobago, but globally. This woman fights for poor people across the Caribbean and the globe, has been to the poorest places on planet Earth. She knows, feels, and touches poverty as part and parcel of her daily life. So I will shut up. I will not edit. I will let you listen to a lady who knows more about poverty than all of us in Trinidad and Tobago put together. Miss Avanel Hector. I won't call her charity name because, you know, all here, even helping people with food and so on, all here is get all your Balizé juice and get angry. But just listen. And for y'all who still want to attack the poor little Miss World, as I say to her, girl, go and win the title. Yes, girl, win it for Trinidad and Tobago. We need something to feel proud about because all we have is PNM. Archie, take me out and play that video big. People, listen.
Hi, good morning. I was going to write a status, but it would take too much. All you upset, all you angry, all you so patriotic, and all you misdirected angst, all you dirty, all you stinky, all you wicked. Because when I had the woman who was living up in the bush in Diego Martin, who got damaged in the public hospital, yes, a bed rolled up, malfunction, kept her in a crouched position for 45 minutes, damaged her spine. She sued the government of Trinidad and Tobago. She died before the lawsuit was settled. She was waiting for a wheelchair. She was waiting for rough repairs. When we found her, she used to sleep with a shower curtain over her because her bed used to get wet when she's sleeping. No, they didn't have no angst now. And nobody was angry. Nobody was patriotic then. We had to go as a small group, right? And I ain't going to be calling my group name because I don't want all the better people to take out vengeance because this is me speaking as an early citizen, as an individual of this country, as a patriot. All they feign the imagine patriot and angst, oh, all upset. No, you are not upset because if these things have been there are a lot of Facebook pages that share things that happen to Trinidad and Tobago. So we built a ramp, we got her a wheelchair. Can I go to Palo Seco, what I saw there from 2003 when I thought I took up a plane and went to Haiti and I cried like a baby? I have seen poverty all over the world. Poverty is not something that I philosophize, something that I live and I see every day of my life. But I could tell you some of the worst poverties that I've seen in my life. It's not necessarily in India or Haiti or Jamaica and St. Vincent and St. Lucia where I've seen a lot. But right here in Trinidad and Tobago, how many oil booms later? No, talk to me. Why it is a man have to wait so long for an ultrasound to help with a proper diagnosis? You know what for ultrasound machine? $4,000 US. So say $30,000 TT, and then of course, you know, it's cut back, kicks back for the politician friends, so they go sell to the government at $60,000. No. What about MRI? You have to wait for a year or 2 years to get an MRI. When you have a critical disease, you done dead before you get that. No, that's not poverty. All the patriotic. That's what we're supposed to be marching about. All of them up on Facebook page, putting anger on the girl page and she had to close down her page. I don't know. I hold no brief for, I'm attending to beauty queens, okay? Or beauty shows. I mean, they have its merit, each person me hating on them. But all is so upset. No, go on people who taking taxpayers' rent money for empty buildings. Why we could even use them empty buildings to have additional healthcare in the alleged parallel healthcare narrative that you all been drinking Kool-Aid since 2020. No, they had all the family on the 10th and 10th finances getting money. No, I'm upset today. People getting wet. No, all they have angst for that. All they have angst because people don't want to get jabbed. But people starving right here. No, it ain't happening. It ain't have poverty in Trinidad. Who's starving, want to starve, and who. Because that's the narrative you all want to believe. Because you know why? If you have to face the truth of how people live in Trinidad and Tobago, or it will make you uncomfortable because you will be forced to do something or you have to harden your conscience. But you know what a lot of us prefer to do? Shoot the messengers. Ignore the reality. Some people them hungry, them just hungry because they want to be hungry. I know, them mothers and them who just be crying on the train and eat for 2-3 days calling on my phone, them just wicked. Them just starving their children to make the country look bad. Believe that narrative. And to all the people who have been calling to ask questions, to get statistics, and because they genuinely didn't know, and they want to know, could this possibly be happening in my paradise? I salute you. You are the real MVPs. But all of the rest are keyboard wrestlers. I'm a keyboard champion. I use my keyboards to beg, to ask. I don't ask for nothing for me. I don't ask the government. I've never asked any government for anything personally. Okay? I ask for the people. I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus. Micah 6:8 says, I have to love justice, do mercy, and walk humbly before my God. Too much wickedness in this place. Carry on smartly. There is a God, and he will judge. So in the meantime, keep your misdirected anger. Don't be angry at the hunger. Don't be angry at the suffering. Don't be angry at the low-end healthcare. Be angry at somebody who said something that you didn't like or you found it was undiplomatic. Living in this diplomacy while these people starving here.
And that's a lady who's in the trenches. Every minute, every waking second of her life. Every second of her life. Trying to help people. Not only in Trinidad and Tobago, Haiti. When US and UN people were afraid to go into Haiti because they didn't have army, they didn't have Marines, they didn't have the Navy. That lady went in Haiti with her group, land big, bold and brave, and went into the heart of the beast. Fires raging, gunshot bullets, and feed babies and children. That lady. So all of you who don't know, but so arrogant to attack a little girl for talking the truth, shame on y'all. Apologize. Wish her well. Call Anil Hector and give a donation. She don't like donation in money. Give her donation. Fill her box with canned food. Fill her box with Pampers. Fill her box with powder milk. Do something. And call her. Get these statistics. I give you these statistics. By the UNC. So the PNM go say, Anil lie. All right. Ask Anil Hector who in it. Trinidad and Tobago before COVID. The poverty line. 23.8% of us, our population, our adults, that's 230,000 people living at or below the poverty line before PNM bungled COVID-19. It's up at somewhere about 29-30% now. But anyway, the PNM say NCC, taste of carnival events list out on Monday and Tuesday. And yet the deputy chairman of the NCC is Douglar Thomas, who is in charge of the COVID-19 fight at the NCRHA and is putting specialist doctors under pressure for the last 11 months. But he in charge of the COVID-19, but he in charge of the taste of carnival too. And they say the March Gras. In 2020, Douglar Thomas produced the March Gras while being a chairman of the NCC. All you see, no conflict of interest. Nah man, PNM man. Nah man! It's Indian, that's Steve. BNM. Lock Joint, Tesoro, Carani Racetrack, Financial Complex, Mount Hope, Severn Trent, Wassa, Point Lisas. Nah man, not PNM. Renaissance, Landate, Bridgemans, HDC Chinese contract, Petrotrain, Heritage, Paria, Maduro, Houston, negotiation, collapse. Nah man. Attorney General, rent your old building, outfit your own building, small pin, super minister, Soyana Bible, brother, zero public sector work, September 2015, 3.81 bubble billion and counting. What you want me do? But Guardian give you a 3-page thing on this clown here. Oh, he's a family man and the family so nice. We don't care about that. How we win the 3.81 billion after this one who danced like that Boris Johnson swear on a Bible to be up in Rowley Bumsey. 2 of them up in Rowley Bumsey, sack in, sack out. Move those disgusting. Put him back, put back small pen there. Now, hear this. This clown who negotiated Houston, Rowley sit down in the conversations with the Prime Minister, remember, cock back his foot, and said that the Honorable Stuart Young had been leading the negotiations, and he and Stuart Young went to Houston and finalized those negotiations with the upstreamers. And then Point Lisa's collapsed. 11 companies shut down and never come back. NGC make a loss for the first time in history. Our entire energy sector revenue streams depleted. The 2 upstreamers after the 3 that them negotiate with, they've said their profits went up 67%. But negotiation, a country, resources, upstreamers, if them go up 67%, the country goes down 67%. Why? Because it's a zero-sum game. That's the negotiation of this idiot here. And then NGC, Atlantic, 230 million. He said no big thing. He started talk about life sport. What you gonna know about life sport? You know about black people? You can't spell black. That dance you do, you wish you could get some black boy. Me and know Asha Javid put up with that now. She must be on no rhythm like you. Because if you choke left, she must be on the right. So me and know that why all them must break up. The choke never sink. But this clown and the next one, Mark Lokwan, take instructions from the cabinet and NGC, even though the experts, the other shareholders, major shareholders, say Atlantic Train 1 dead. Forget that. Them take your money and waste it. 230 million and more and counting and telling you about the secret negotiations we wouldn't understand. Then Lokwan and them take decision and pelt away another 500 million. He said no big thing. We go recoup that. Well, here this clown now. And all they're still going. Them just press play on the same regurgitated stupidity over and over, and then tell you UNC is thief, them clean. But since he's swaying, he not rich. He wish he was a millionaire, but he have about 4 million in car alone, right? His brother was a CEO where he doesn't run by the Frankies there under he government. 3.81 billion. Now they go on to refinance some loans. Did this clown get it again? Is that why y'all keeping it secret? Come, we are asking in any of those refinance loans where you've made the variations to make sure that Al-Rawi, the other recusal twin, got his rent. Did this clown, the company that this clown is the CEO of, did they get any of those tenders to renegotiate or refinance those loans that became due? Since this one swaying, this one company get 3.81 billion as of June of 2020 in work from zero. Is that just luck? Is that coincidence? No, them Indian and them thief. This man, oh my goodness, look at the face of honesty. He came into politics defending Rowley on Emailgate. He defend a liar. He defend the liar so good. The liar had confidence in this liar and make him a super liar to be his #1 minister. And that's how he came into politics. But talking about life, what? Hey you, Chunko, small pen. Come outside the parliament, yes. Now we'll do this little dance here. Let me go block that. Yes. Oh God, I shall be this. You look like my dog and them when they in heat. And I tie up the female and them through the bars trying to choke. That's how you look. Like a dog in heat that can't reach the pum-pum. Well, you, bad man, big man, come outside the parliament and say these words. Anil Roberts stole money from livestock. Say that now, you bad little bearded clown. Say it now. Stupid, disgusting liar. And now we come to say now, government, Atlantic LNG, announced milestone energy agreement. What's this? The Atlantic LNG facility comprises 4 LNG trains. It was agreed that the Atlantic LNG facilities would be managed more efficiently if brought under the framework of a single ownership structure, the ministry said. To attempt to restructure the shareholding and the other commercial arrangements is unprecedented and involves many sensitive details. Everything sensitive. You have lost hundreds of millions of dollars, but it's sensitive. Delcy Green chair, they don't know how he didn't know the plane sanction. He don't know it was paid visa. He take them to meet E.K. Paxlicker all up in the Bumsey, up in the palace. They didn't know. And involves many sensitive details at a time when the global energy landscape can be volatile. Now think about this. You all have this fool negotiating on your behalf against brilliant, intelligent people headhunted globally by the biggest businesses, corporations in the world. Y'all feel confident? EOG and BPTT, when he was negotiating in 2017, them must be drink so much scotch and laugh after them meetings. Jerry Brooks had to resign that PNM clown, but he stayed quiet because he got a little cushy job in UTC. And since then, you the people, you all suffer losses like you would never believe because of this dance. Now, after Atlantic LNG, he going now to try and make an arrangement and negotiate with the same bright people to try and save face from all of us knowing that he's an idiot. Do you all remember why we are wearing masks in car? So you make love to your wife home. Your children wake up after you finish and your wife snuggling. They jump on your bed, you kiss and hug up your children. You have breakfast, you eat scrambled egg and toast with a little pork sausage. You drink some coffee and then you all want to go to the beach. And all of you have to put on a mask in your car. You want to know why you all have to do that abject stupidity? Because this idiot was simultaneously making a speech while Al-Rawi, the mascara-wearing dunce attorney general, was passing the mask-wearing law in the Senate. And I asked Al-Rawi, I said, but what stupid is it? Tell me about my family day and so on. I had to go in my car and upon my mask on the family. Al-Rawi said, that makes absolutely no sense. I agree with you, Senator Roberts. I say, well, sir, 10 minutes ago, your other minister said on CNMG that we had to wear masks in the car. So which one it is? Well, we see which one it is because how much all you get ticket because your wife didn't have one mask in the car or you didn't have one mask in your car after you jump in the car with your family. That's how stupid this fool is. He gone now to try to play like he negotiating with BPTT and them and the other big shareholders who told him since 2019, we done with Atlantic LNG Train 1. Inefficient, no money, we put in gas elsewhere, we are no gas. He take your money and waste it and still going down the road trying to make we feel that this dumb bright. Moving now. Now, Kazim Hussein. Salaam alaikum, my brother. Kazim Hussein, you know he's a roots man. I don't know how you end up in the PNM. Because you kind of like people. You just work hard for people from local government when you was down council and all on the ground and so on. Kazim Hussein, your brother fine, according to the great Dennis Hall sprang along. The story need more people, Kazim Hussein. Kazim Hussein, somebody forcing you to lie, Kazim Hussein. Kazim, we read the memo from the Eddie, the CEO of CPEP. Eddie can't be a madman. Eddie had to have instruction to write that memo, to write that email. That instruction had to come from the PNM board of CPEP. That PNM board of CPEP must have gotten instruction from a minister of the cabinet to cut CPEP by 2/3. Kazim Hussein, you come in the Senate yesterday to tell your brother, no, it was only sent to 3 contractors. Here Kazim, Minister of Rural Development, Local Government, Kazim Hussein, has clarified the intention of the letter. He says no workers would be cut from entire CPEP, right? Newsday, I tried numerous times to get in touch with Kazim Hussein, but he did not answer. Recently, Kazim Hussein said contractors teams comprising 30 workers each were reduced to 10, he said. These 3 teams do not include the whole of CPEP. Well, Kazim, why you select them 3 teams? How is only 3 teams or 3 contractors out of the hundreds of contractors? Why was that done? Is that victimization? How were they selected? Kazim, the story need more people, as Prangalang would say. Because the way I read the English letter, it was not specific to any specific company for a specific purpose. It was a general policy guideline, Kazim. Kazim, you lying, boy? Kazim, you? I will have to investigate the story and give all the truth on Saturday. Kazim said this resulted in 60 employees being temporarily displaced. What do you mean temporarily displaced? They were even threatened that if they didn't get the list of names of the 20, the 10 that remain would not be paid either. What do you mean temporary? There was nothing temporary. It was bust throat. If you cut your throat and you're bleeding, how that temporary is dead? You go dead, Kazim. Kazim Hussein. He said, ask what led to the mandated changing in staffing levels of these contractors. So how can you have different policy levels and cuts and culling of staff for some contractors but not other, Kazim? That leads to about 10. That leads to a plethora of other questions, Kazim Hussein. But Hussein said it was done to achieve equity across environmental work areas. Really? Before the election, we were seeing in PNM constituencies 40 contractors with 30 employees each, but in UNC held areas, 3 contractors with 20 or with 30, only 3 as opposed to 40. Now you're talking about assessment and equity and only these 3. Kazim, I feel somebody make you lie. I go investigate and I go find out, and Kazim, don't let me find out that is you was going to bust all them people throat, you know, Kazim. Because I would be shocked, because you're a man on the ground. I expect that from Small Pin. I expect that from Brian Manning. I expect that from Minister Man. I mean, he would have bust all the women throat. He like man, so he would have leave the man and them, you know. That Gonzalez fella. I come in to deal with he just now. So Kazim, I'm monitoring this boy, because the story make no sense and the Douglar like to understand things. Right, Kazim? All right, my brother. Coming clean on CPEP, they say. For these reasons, any changes in this program need to be clearly spelled out. CPEP have the capacity to affect as many as 2/3 of the total CPEP workforce. Newsday, all you now understand about people. After the PNM make these people wear the red jersey, the nasty, dirty red jersey, and walk all over the place and walk behind incompetent MPs across the board. The busting throat, very good. Well, the minister man, as we say, the minister man, boy, you might be the worst minister with a Kobo sweat in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. Normally, it takes time for people to realize that a minister is a goat. Okay? When Rowley went in Manning put him in the Senate in 87, by 91, so when Manning made him a minister, Manning understood by 93, 94 that Rowley is a goat. Took him about 4 years. But you, boy, hardly, how long you there? The minister, man, It's in a year and a half yet. And we know they use a total goat. What you focusing on so that makes you so incompetent? Hey, Minister man, Archie, just water, just wasting all over the place while the whole country, nobody have water, you know. Water truck walking in Dago Martin and all, night and day. Run it.
Yeah, what you take a good look at this. This is our pumping station. This is what's happening right now at the pump. Guys have go too close because the water blowing all at me. Now this pumping water to St. Joseph and other areas. But watch the volume of water wasting from this pump. And this was recently fixed.
What you busy doing so that you can't monitor your work? When Ganga Singh was Minister of Public Utilities, one big leak by Rowley office down in Lauket there by Newbury Hill. Well, Rowley don't ever go to that office. He must unlock the least office hours in the history of parliamentary representation in the Commonwealth. But I was going to coach at 4 o'clock in the morning. I wake up Ganga Singh. Ganga Singh, Minister, what happened? I say, boy, water gushing, boy, clean, pristine water wasting, boy. By the time I coach 2 hours and come back, hold on, dig, wasserman on spot, thing fixed within 3 hours. That was Ganga Singh of the United National Congress. Look at what you have in your, I not even showing your leak outside, you know, on the Francomen Road. I showing in the facilities monitored and managed by the Minister of Man who have time to know which man in which van supposed to be in which seat. But here know this, Archie.
Yeah, what you take a good look at this. This is our pumping station. This is what's happening right now at the pump. Guys have go too close because the water blowing all at me. Now this pumping water to St. Joseph and other areas. Yeah, what you take a good look at this. This is our pumping station. This is what's happening right now at the pump. Guys have go too close because the water blowing all at me. Now this pumping water to St. Joseph and other areas.
Wow. Wow. And the whole country, nobody could get water. Before this clung came in, 4.2 billion gallons of water was wasted per month by WASA. Since this clung has come in, that has been exacerbated. It's upwards of 5 billion gallons of water wasted as they pump it out to try to distribute it to the citizens. None of us have water, and this minister man had time to study man. And then on top of that, he come to tell we, WASA say there will be a slight delay in completion of the Beetham sewer project. First of all, it was in August. It's delayed since 1 week after they noticed it. So since August it delayed. You then mama guy the PNM people of the Beetham and tell them December 2nd. Douglar politics say we monitored it. So we in January going into February 2nd. And now you all come to say it will be slightly delayed. It done delay twice, 3 times, 4 times. And the people smelling tutu whole day and whole night. And all they have no shame. But hear this one. Well, this is the greatest, Archie. This minister man say, sabotage behind the Beetham sewer line problem. Let's hear this sabotage now. Let's hear how the UNC sabotage the Beetham Tutu water that he in charge of. Let's hear. I would love, I want to hear it. Let me hear it. The overflow of raw sewage caused by the collapse of an underground pipeline in Beetham Gardens, which led to fiery protests earlier this month, was caused by the sabotage of sewage pumps by elements living in the area. Gonzalez said they decided against going to the Beetham Gardens. He said he and Keith Scotland, two PNM MPs, decided them not going Beetham Gardens, their constituents, their people, their black power, their brethren, the people they represent, the people who must not get banana, the black people of the PNM, the two black man, well, the two black humans, can't say man just so, I mean, the definition of man is getting loose. He and Keith Scotland going on a tour, and he saying they choose not to go Beetham. Let's hear why these two PNM MPs afraid to go in the Beetham. Gonzalez said they decided against going to the Beetham Gardens. He said they had information that United National Congress elements responsible for stirring up the protest action recently have taken a sip of alcohol and are misbehaving again. Hold on. UNC elements in the Beetham. Oh God, I must get about 20 votes. So you telling me the UNC 20 vote in the Beetham frighten you? So what about your other 6,000? What about the 6,000 PNM that will defend you from the 20 bad little India? The badge on UNC? You afraid? Boy, you're sick. All you is lies some. Here now, let me continue now. He said, what he did say, what we did not say in our press releases was that the sewer water that was flowing into the streets, unfortunately, was as a result of some elements in the Beetham who were interfering with the pumps and stealing the diesel. And it showed that when we put security there, that there was no more water and no more sewage. So the UNC, first of all, they find UNC in the Beetham. Right? I only know about 2 or 3 of my brothers down inside there. Right? But them so bad that 2 big minister and the Minister of National Security with all these special branch who drive around killing dog, them afraid to go in the Beetham because of the UNC badges. And then it is the UNC that sabotage the pumps and cause the project to be 6 months late and cause the PNM Beetham people to be smelling tutu for 6 months when it should have only taken a week to fix. Is the UNC do that? Then he said, since he put security to watch the pumps, the diesel, there's been no more flowing raw sewage in the Beetham. Well, Minister Man, do me a favor. Explain this video that was this morning, Wednesday. Run it, Archie.
Watch the sewer. Watch the sewer. This is where it's coming down. This is where it's coming down. This is where it's going. This is where it's running out to. Into this big drain, right? So it's pure sewer here going straight to the blasted sea. Look at it here. This is the next portion of sewer coming down. I'm going on there now. The next portion of sewer coming all the way down from way down so. We're going on there now. Pure stink sewer. Watch the condition of these drains and then. Watch them. All it's a sewer. The sewer starting from pension quarters. We're going on the road. All the few people in this beat have it easy. They don't have it easy. Look at it. Watch at it. Watch at it. Watch at it. This is what Beaton resident go through. I can't even stomach the smell. Right? And all this running all up there and back down here into the river. This place full of children. This is a health hazard. And these stinking, nasty, dirty government and doing nothing about it. We fed up. We fed up.
Over to you, Minister of Man. The UNC thief the diesel and the pumps, and since you put security, there's no raw sewage flowing through the beatum. So that lady lied this morning. There's a video from this morning, Minister Man, while you and Keith Scotland was washing all your face, look like all you're bathing together and showering. Look, all you look comfortable, washing all your face together, like all you're accustomed. And she popped the picture now. He and Keith Scotland. That's why Twiggy talk about all you know. Twiggy talk about you and Keith Scotland. Oh God, look at that. The two man and them showering together. They look comfy. Look, it look natural. It look like they just do that on normal. All you washing all your face, dipping why all you didn't go on the beatum and dip all your hand in the tutu water and wash it. All your disgusting PNM and you lying about UNC the beatum. What UNC have in the beatum? That's so bad. The few UNC, the few people who understand that PNM hate black people. But you and Keith Scotland going to take a bath together. Y'all look so comfy. Randall Mitchell, how you miss out Amory Brown? Faris, they didn't call you? Y'all could have all bathed together and decide who will be the right man to drive the van with the golden hand, because that is the plan. Move the minister, man. Total disgrace, waste of time. And watch, while he bathing with Scotland, look what's going on, what's that? Look at that protest video of Wasan. All you better get ready for more protests, because this man coming to bust all your throat. But the Douglar look at that video about 40 times, over and over. I ain't see an Indian. I did not see an Indian protesting there. Why the Douglar talking race? Because all they want to vote race in Trinidad and Tobago. We not one beautiful people who love each other, and how we party is not how we vote. We must vote race, but how come the Douglar see Indian? So all the African people protesting, the African PNM, oh my goodness, could it be that people have woken up and see that Keith Rowley and his band of ignorant fools are disgraceful and attack poor people and black people like no other? That's why Tobago got rid of them 14-1, and the only seat that stand up was the gerrymandered stolen seat created by a PNM EBC to try to cheat and steal an election. That's the only seat that barely stand up, because the black Tobagonians know that that nonsense, that race talk is stupidity, and that Rowley and his band of brigands need to go. It's mandatory. And Fitzgerald Hines, you say that we, boss, the UNC pay a lady to dive down into water. That's what you think about people in the beatum. So much so that your two-man friend could not go in the beatum because Twiggy and them tell them don't come. Because don't walk and shake up. No man, is that you? Minister man, is that you? All you're going to beat them. It don't know UNC to beat them. There's your people, there's your PNM. All you get all the votes. Why are you afraid to beat them now? Because the beat them wake up, they woke. Ministry worker injured after falling into cesspit at job site. Lagoya development residents complain of leaking sewage. So these people, Fitzgerald Hines and all these places, UNC pay them to say that the PNM is nonsensical. The UNC had to pay people and the beat them to say that Tutu water smells stink. Why you didn't go and wash your face with them 2 man day and go down in the beat them and dip in the beat them water and wash your face? Or you're going in a spring? And from one collapse to the next. Archie just run the video. Look at PNM engineering, PNM procurement, PNM Minister Rohan, PNM efficiency down in the Mosquito Creek. Only just run it. Watch and see 6 years of work of the PNM. Look at it. It's run it. What is that? My goodness. Mudilal called that parata, bus up shot. That is $280 million of work. That is Rowley and Rohan saying, we saved over 100 million from the tender and the award of contract by the People's Partnership. Yeah, the People's Partnership does build things that are stand up good. Children's Hospital, Training Hospital in San Fernando, Cycling Velodrome, National Aquatic Center, Tennis Center.
We had recommended that a causeway be done. That is under Carlson Charles stint. However, they refused to do the causeway because they had to go back to do a CC and they were afraid that Kublal Singh would stop this end of the highway. Now, if they had done the causeway, they would have actually piled the entire edge of the coastline without affecting the mangrove, without affecting the sea, and it would have been very aesthetic. But they decided not to go that way, but instead to build this piece on the highway on a piece of silted land where there is marshland going very deep underground. We must remember when they opened that bridge at Paria Suite, the White Bridge, in 2 days' time that entire area started to sink. So they condemned it, they dug it out, and they brought in geofoam. And that is what the up ramp and down ramp of the bridges has underneath. Geofoam. In this area here, they use geofabric. Now, when this road was initially constructed in the 50s and the 60s, they used teak planks under the road to stabilize the road that they were going to build, knowing fully well way back then that it was very heavy mangrove swamp, marshland underneath here. Now, what has been causing this? They were trying to build this piece of the road without using what was done on that half. There is absolutely no drainage from the mangrove into the sea. For 2 kilometers, there is no drainage. Nature intended that the mangrove should be drained and it should be flooded back with seawater. They have decided to stop that. There's a river in the middle of the mangrove here that comes to a dead stop when it hits the highway. What is happening? The water from the sea is penetrating. The water from the mangrove is penetrating. And when they vibrate with the equipment, what they have done is they have broken the cohesive forces. They have broken.
You see? That's intelligence. But the NIDCO engineers and the ministry engineers going to check out and give Rohan a report. So the dunces who created that calamity and that waste of taxpayers' money going to investigate themselves. Great is the PNM. Hey, where the report on the Rowley COVID committee on the deaths in the ICU without any possible ability to get documents, to subpoena witnesses, to take statements? Where the 7-day report? It's weak. But let me tell you something. It's project after project collapse. But Munilal mashed them up on the Monday Night Forum, the United National Congress Monday Night Forum. Run it, Archie. Let me hear Munilal.
The mosquito creek or the mosquito crack. Brothers and sisters, in the last few hours, we have seen these dramatic pictures and video in which we have seen the collapse of what is called Package 5A. This is a saga of corruption and negligence deserving a full commission of inquiry. Today, if you have a big van, you can't pass there. Or 80 wagon, as they say. You can't pass if you have that.
Me can leave me for a man with a big van. He don't want no 80 wagon. He looking for a 4-wheel van.
Small pain, Asha Javi don't want no 80 wagon boy. She want a big van. But you know we laughing, but the incompetence knows no bounds. If we don't laugh, we go cry. And then the Central Block in the hospital in Port of Spain. Rowley and them say we, the UNC, the partnership didn't build the Central Block. Build Point 14 Hospital, Training Hospital, San Fernando, Children Hospital, Arima Hospital. But we didn't do the Central Block. That's them project. The contractor Shanghai say fire burn all you give we a subcontractor. I asking, who is the subcontractor? Who? There's some minister wife on that? We go find out. And when the next Douglar politics, we go tell all you. Because all you is a taste of carnival. So all you have to take bamboo. Now, it's okay for the girl. But not for all are we. Rowley giving bamboo to every citizen in Trinidad and Tobago. Black, white, big, old, man, woman, child. Everybody getting bamboo. We don't want no bamboo. Look, girl, take bamboo.
Push back, baby. Push back on the bamboo, baby. Take bamboo, girl. Take bamboo, ride it, girl. Take bamboo, girl. Take bamboo, ride it, girl. Take bamboo, girl. Take bamboo, ride it, girl. Take bamboo, girl. Take bamboo, ride it, girl.
Yes, them girl you take bamboo and get HDC house, yes? Don't study them now. Yeah, you take a rotten bamboo and get a HDC house. That is what is and Rowley talking about. Gary Griffith was disrespectful in how he talked to the people, and he was not acting in the way to uplift the office of the Commissioner of Police. You Mr. Teacher, you who take pom-pom from a girl at school age, you bamboo man, look how they give my chances. Good night. Good night.
Politics, we don't get no kicks. Trinidad and Tobago, do we have this thing out to fix? We coming with facts, cut them down like axe. Every kid and race finally got places love to the max. And when we tell them, Anil, Douglar politics, this is Douglar politics, yo. Douglar politics, listen, Douglar politics, yeah. Douglar politics, this is Douglar politics, yeah. Douglar politics.